ॐ
हरे कृष्ण
ज्ञानं
प्रभु जी।
तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतयो श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणि चारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशकारिणि श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य पुनरुत्थानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for taking out your time, valuable time. So, without wasting time, we'll just quickly come to our topic. The topic we were discussing was lessons from Ramayana. We'll just have a quick revision of whatever we discussed last time. Can you let me know if my screen is visible to everyone? Is the screen visible to all? Can everyone see the screen? Hare
Prabhu, we
Krishna.
are able to see the screen.
Okay, okay.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
just one minute. All right. Just a second.
We can see your screen, Prabhu ji.
All right. So we'll just quickly revise in 2 minutes. First lesson we discussed was power of bad association, the Ketai and Mantra episode. Second was attachment to service, not the position. Third lesson which we discussed was mission of life should be to vanquish the demonic tendencies in our lives. The fourth one was extreme reversals taken in proper devotional spirit. Yeah. And every spiritual seeker must give up comfortable space, comfort zone for achieving the grace of the Lord. One should be alert in spiritual life, always attentive to hear about spiritual knowledge and chant and meditation. And sometimes there might be pain and discomfort by our mentors and teachers, but that's for our own benefit. Second, and the next lesson we learn is goal is to please the Lord. We perform spiritual life not just out of fancy nature, but we practice spiritual life so that God is pleased, Lord is pleased with us. Some Satyam Haritoshanam. Next lesson we learn in this series is Lord is the proprietor. Everything belongs to the Lord. 10th lesson, anyone can make a show of greatness and people can be fake, but provoking situation reveals their greatness. Bhakti cannot be achieved by deception. Mother Sita, internal grace of the Lord, internal energy of the Lord can only be pacified and can be satisfied when we are simple and pure in nature. We should not be deceptive or cheat in mentality. Okay, now go to the next lesson. Attachments can create traps and make us suffer. That's what happens. Attachments are very good. Actually, not very good. They can cause distress and damage in our lives. Just to let you all of you know, how many of you know the story which is being mentioned here? Can anyone guess? What's the story mentioned on the slide in terms of attachment? What is that story from Ramayana? Anyone knows? Hare Krishna. Any
Okay,
guesses?
Prabhu, I do know the story of this one. So it is regarding the deer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, one fine day, like Lord Rama and Sita will be at their home, and suddenly they'll see a very beautiful deer, and uh, Sita Maya will get fascinated with looking at the deer, and she will
Hmm.
like tell Lord Rama, and Lord Rama will try to go get it for her. That's when all this happens. Ravana will come and try to
Hmm.
take Sita Maya. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Fatima Mataji, for your response. Actually, Ravan planned with Marich, one of the demons, that I wish to kidnap Sita. She is very beautiful and I need to bring her to my kingdom. So they devised a plan. Marich, to cut the long story short, Marich took the form of a very beautiful deer, golden deer with black spots. And when Mother Sita saw the deer, she was very fascinated and wanted that deer. Naturally, whenever ladies see something good, they want to go for shopping. So she wanted that deer very badly, and she said to Lord Ram that I want this. Now, Lord Ram, she knows Lord Ram is God Himself, Supreme Personality. But He Himself mentioned that, my dear wife, I have never created anything like that. This is not actual deer. Lord Rama explains, Lakshman explains to Mother Sita that this is a deception. It's an illusion. It's a trick. It's a trick to kidnap you. They explained it well beforehand, but Mother Sita was adamant. She wanted that deer. Of course, she was not fooled, but that was just to enact a pastime. How do we learn lessons from it? But the lesson we learn from here and what happened when Lord Ram chases the deer, Ravan comes and kidnaps Mother Sita. Yes, that's a story. The lesson we learn from this incident is very important that we should learn to give up our attachments and our conceptions, right? Because when we are learning something and when our superiors, our teachers, mentors may be saying something, we should have that ability to give up our preconceived notions, our earlier previous impressions, and that's how we learn. That will save us. If we are adamant and we stick to our previous notions, maybe right, maybe wrong, we never learn anything. To learn anything, what we should do, we should always believe what is taught. Of course, we can ask questions, but we should, our weakness, our attachments, we should learn to give them up. Otherwise, there can be disasters in our life. And if we want to rise over our weakness, our faults, we need to listen to the advice which has been given. And if we don't listen to that advice and we just do whatever we wish to do, then we can be in a problem. A tough lesson, but it's very important, especially to discipline our spiritual life. If we follow whatever our mind says, we can fall in a trap. Next lesson. Lesson number 13 in the series Maya knows our weaknesses. Now, taking advantage of the situation when Mother Sita wanted the deer, Lord Ram is chasing the deer very badly. Then what happens, as Swati Mataji said, Ravan comes to the hermitage, comes to the cottage, taking advantage of the situation that Mother Sita is alone in the hut. And then Mother Sita falls to the trap which has been set and she gets kidnapped. Now, what do we learn from here? The illusory energy, Maya in this world, or if we don't convert our weakness into strength, if we don't know how to handle our weaker bad side, people may take advantage and we may face losses in our lives. We may be in great danger just because we don't wish to listen. So, hearing from realized sources, especially from the scriptures, from the religious texts, are very, very important that because that's not just a theoretical knowledge, it's a realized knowledge by saints of the past. So, we should convert our weakness to strength and not always, otherwise, always listen to what has been said. Otherwise, there can be many distractions and destructions in our life. So, therefore, when someone is practicing spirituality, a spiritual seeker should always have very mature and considerable guidance in his or her life. That we should always take care. Okay. Lesson number 14. Lesson number 14 is always stand by the right. Now, what happens when Mother Sita gets kidnapped? Ravana has an aeroplane named as Pushpak Viman. So Ravan is carrying Mother Sita in the Pushpak Viman. And now what happens is when Ravan is carrying Mother Sita, Lord Ram doesn't have any idea where is his wife. He sees that his wife is missing. And he is crying bitterly in separation of his wife. Then when Ravan is crossing the airspace, a vulture named Jatayu, he happens to see that Mother Sita is kidnapped. Now, he is a very old vulture, very old, not much strength in his life, not much strength in his body. But he attacked Ravan in his airplane and fought very bravely to the extent that Ravan was very much surprised how can such an old vulture about to die can fight so valiantly. He attacked Ravan with his claws and tear open Ravana's armor. Ravan was very surprised. And then Ravan used his illusory tricks and cut off the wings of Jatayu, and Jatayu left his body. He died. When Lord Ram comes to know, when he is wandering through the forest, he comes to know that this person is about to die, and he takes him in his lap. And then Jatayu dies in the lap of Lord Ram. Now, what lesson do we learn from here? We learn that even though we may be incapable, we may have limited strength and capacity, but we should always stand by the right. If we would have been in place of Jatayu, what we would have done? We would be like that, like who cares? Like who? Why should I care? Let them mind their own business. But we should always stand by the right, even though we may have limited capacity and ability. Of course, in a practical way, but we should always stand by religious principles, always stand by morality, always stand by moral principles. Sometimes people even can't take a stand because they want some benefit out of the situation. Either people don't care or they don't want to take a stand. They can't take a decision because they want to impress people, even though there is something wrong happening. So, especially a spiritual seeker, someone who is a man and woman of principles, they should always stand by the right and they can be polite, they need not be rude and arrogant, but we should learn to take a stand. And that's why many of the relationships fail. Standing by the right is very, very important. Of course, it has to be maturely done. Very important lesson we learn from here. We should always stand by right. because people change their opinions based on the situations. And we should stick to religious principles. Lesson number 15. As we discussed that Jatayu died in the lap of Lord Ram, and he did his funeral rites, giving him the position of a father because he fought valiantly for the pleasure and benefit of Lord Ram. 15th lesson. This is very important. I'll mention a story for this, and this is the last lesson for today. Lesson number 15. There was a lady, a young girl named Shabari. She was from the tribal caste, and leaving her marriage aside, I'm not going to into details, but leaving her marriage aside because the the husband she was supposed to get was non-vegetarian, in the sense that he didn't need to follow the religious principles. So she gave up. So she gave up her marriage and went to a hermitage where she found some sages, especially his guru named as Matanga Rishi. And she served very faithfully all her teachers, all her gurus very nicely, and they blessed him. Since they were sages, they used to travel and they left those hermitages. Now, this girl who was very young, she asked them that, my dear spiritual master, if you are leaving me, what's my hope? Like, how do I live alone? Then that sage, Matanga Rishi, blessed her, saying that actually you have served us very nicely, very graciously, and I bless you that one day Lord will Himself come to your place to give you blessings. Now, this was the time when she was very young, almost in her late teenage. Lord didn't come immediately. She waited for really long time. And when actually what happened was, it's mentioned in the Ramayana, every day since she knew her guru has given the blessings that Lord will surely come to his place. Every day she used to pick flowers, pick fruits, and she used to decorate the pathway so that Lord will come. But and she did this day after day, months after months, year after years. Now just imagine if we are doing something, we make something, we cook something really good at our place so that guests are coming. We cook it daily, but guests don't come. We will lose our patience. Like we can't be anticipating someone and just preparing every day. We just, whenever some guests come to our place, we are like, we have to be sure and fixed how many people are coming for how much time because we have our next schedule to perform. But every day she used to decorate. She used to make flower rangoli so that Lord will come. He'll be pleased. She used to pick flowers and fruits so that Lord can eat them. Every day, year after year, she kept doing this. If any one of us would be in his place, we would be frustrated at what's happening. Why is this happening? Why doesn't he come? Like how long? If even if Lord comes, he should send a WhatsApp text that reaching in 15 minutes. So then we'll manage everything. But year after year, she kept waiting and preparing and decorating, having that patience and faith in her guru's blessings. She was very faithful. She had full faith that actually, if my guru has said, this will certainly happen. And one day, Lord comes to her place. She offers fruits. She offers fruits to the Lord with ultimate devotion, with such intimate devotion, such intimate exchanges between Shabri and the Lord. Lesson we learn from here now all of you may ask, all of us can ask that like how is that relevant? Lesson we learn from here are the three principles which are mentioned: patience, determination, and enthusiasm. Always remember this. Utsahat nishchayat dhairyat. We should be enthusiastic in whatever we are doing. In today's world, people lack patience. They lack patience. And therefore, the faster they accept something, much faster they reject everything. That it doesn't feel nice, it's not appealing, let's give it up, let's try something a little, let's explore, I'm just checking it out. We should have enthusiasm to accept things, determination to be consistent, and then lastly, the most important point, patience. Nothing happens in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Nothing happens in a day. It takes time. It takes an organic process. Nothing happens immediately. We should be very, very patient. We should be enthusiastic, of course, not for wrong things. We should be enthusiastic and determined and patience for right thing, right spiritual life, principles, spiritual principles, right? So therefore, Shabri was enthusiastic daily, on a daily basis. We should have enthusiasm on a daily basis, every day, for practice of spiritual life. Getting up early in the morning, chanting Hare Krishna, doing some meditation, coming to temples, and listening and discussing amongst devotees, hearing classes. We should be very enthusiastic to wait for the time whenever we get that opportunity. We should be determined that we don't miss anything unless it's urgent, of course. We should have determination not to miss anything, and we should be consistent in our efforts. Consistency is very much lacking. See, people are enthusiastic, but many times they're not consistent. And even if they're consistent, they are not patient. We should have that amount of patience also, that everything good will happen. I just need to be patient because every good thing takes time, right? Every good fruit, every good flower, everything good happening in life takes good amount of time. So we should always be very, very enthusiastic, always have tremendous determination, and have a lot of patience in our lives. And that's when actual mercy of the Lord can be received. And we should have these qualities for every aspect of life. All right, so we'll stop here for today. Lesson number 15. We'll take 2 more classes so that we cover till 24. Some more lessons to go. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any comments? Devotees can kindly share. And if you wish to share some take-home message, you can even share that. You can unmute yourself and kindly share that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, anyone would like to say something? Any questions or take-home message? Anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Fatima, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Today's lesson, especially the last lesson, whatever you have said, the story was just amazing, very, very heart-touching, Prabhuji. It's really very difficult to be very patient, first of all, in this world. We wanted everything to be happening in few seconds, few minutes. If somebody is coming to our house, guest also, in how many minutes they are coming, we keep texting them. If they are
Mm,
late, also we will get upset. If they are coming late, what we will do is we'll try to eat and we'll be ready and we'll make sure food is there for them. And yeah, if they are coming too late, then we are going to do. But Shabri, uh, 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 yeah, God is like devotee Shabri, we call Shabri Mata. So really, it's so inspirational. How can she be in that way every day decorating the path? And so trying, she's in a intention that, yeah, today God will be coming and I'll be meeting him. With that intention, I don't know, it's really, really very difficult in this generation, Prabhu. Yeah, we need to incorporate some of these things into our regular life, but life has become so unpredictable that we don't have patience, we do have enthusiasm, that is fraction of minutes. And I really love the statement what you said, the way we try to accept immediately, that more than that accepting, that immediately will try to reject it also. Yeah, it really makes a lot of sense. And determination and consistency is the toughest tasks. That's what I see in our regular jobs also. 1 month, if you do, if you give your 100%, you excel everything, the same kind of expectations our managers will have. And we need to maintain consistency with a lot of competition within your team. It's really very difficult. But yeah, battling all of this, and don't know how to like get that kind of patience. I'm really not sure, Prabhu. Any inputs on this, please? It is much appreciated.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji, for your response and your question also. Very sane and practical question. How do we get that patience? Because life is unpredictable. Actually, we should always understand how this world functions. There will be troubles. Whoever is born in this world, whoever has come to this earth planet, they will be facing troubles. And anything good, anything bad takes time. Actually, it takes no time in something bad to happen, but in some taking something good to happen, it takes time. Like it's very easy to cut our finger with a knife. It'll
True,
take a fraction of seconds, but to heal that wound, it'll take almost a week.
true, true, true.
Bad things can happen instantaneously. Bad memories can go instantaneously. And bad habits can come instantaneously. But to develop anything good, we require patience. Because like if a lady is giving birth to a child, it takes a proper 9 months to develop. That's how it is designed. Everything good takes time. So how we should be patient? We can become patient if we practice spiritual life nicely. Because when someone practice, spiritual practices are so deep that a person becomes automatic. It has been mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, especially please hear this carefully, that when someone practices spiritual life, what happens is he becomes as grave as the ocean. You must have seen on the beaches how ocean on the beach side there are so many waves coming, but in the middle ocean is very grave because it is very deep. The deeper we go in our consciousness and our spiritual practice, the calmer we become. The more patient we become. Because the world is in such a hurry, we just keep running here and there, having no patience either in relationships or in our jobs or even in spiritual life. People many times ask questions that I'm chanting God's names, I'm giving some time, but nothing is happening. It takes time. It takes time for the mind to heal, for our bad habits to go, for our anathas to go. It'll take time. So that's why
True.
patience is very much required. And it'll happen when someone becomes deep in spiritual life, especially in meditation and chanting, which all of you must be doing for some time. If we do it very nicely, hearing each word attentively, distinctly, and naturally, a person will become very grave in that. I'm not saying he'll become boring, he'll become sad, but he'll become grave. Depth will increase in the personality. So that's what we are
Mhm.
supposed to do. I hope that answers.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And one another question, Prabhu. So basically, in the story of Ramayana, today we were discussing one story with respect to when Lord, when what to say? Uh, I'm sorry, I'm missing that.
Jatayu?
When Ravana came, no, yeah, yes, correct, correct. Jatayu. So Jatayu is nothing but eagle only, no, Prabhu.
Jatayu is a
E
vulture.
vulture. Okay,
Jatayu is a vulture, and there are two brothers, Jatayu and Sampati. So they roam in the
Sampati.
forest. Yeah, but they're very moral. They're devotees of the Lord. And as soon as he saw that Mother Sita has been kidnapped, he attacked Ram. So he's a
Okay.
vulture.
Okay, okay. Prabhu, another question. So, in South India, we do pray Garuda Vahanam. We say Garuda.
Hmm.
So, when we go to Tirupati also, you in the entrance first you will have Garuda. You have to take the blessings of Garuda and then go take the blessings of Lord Venkateshwara Swami. So,
Yeah.
now Garuda is nothing but Jatayu only, Prabhu.
No, no,
I
no,
am
no, no,
really
no. Garuda is not Jatayu. Garuda is an
okay.
eagle. He is the carrier of the
Uh-huh.
Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
Jatayu was a vulture in the forest, so he had friendship with Lord Ram's father, that is Dasharath.
Okay,
So
got you.
therefore, so therefore, Jatayu fought with Ravan so that Sita can be saved, and ultimately got killed, and but attained liberation because he died for service of Lord Ram. Garuda is a spiritual pure devotee. Vaikuntha, he's a vehicle of the Lord, like he is Lord's car,
Mm-hmm. True, true,
like that.
Prabhu.
He's Lord's vehicle. Yes. So Jatayu, Garuda is an eagle, pure devotee of the Lord. He's an eternal carrier of the Lord, a very great personality. And
True,
therefore, he's
Prabhu, because
always outside the temple, always
mhm,
ready whenever Lord wants, he wish to fly, wishes to take Lord and
that's
fly.
true.
That's why.
Yeah, even in like daily puja also we do have something called Garuda Seva in Tirupati. So it's like a very auspicious thing. They consider it, and whenever they decorate Venkateshwar Swami, they do also a very good decoration for Garuda as well.
Hmm. Yes, because he's a devotee of the Lord, always ready to serve. So we take his blessings and then enter that may I have a spirit of service to the Lord as good as you. And that's how we take blessings and move.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Hari
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? Renu Mataji, Karuna Mataji, Olivia. Anyone wants to say something? Yes,
Hare
Renu
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. And it was really nice to see and hear these stories again. I mean, they are, we always know Ramayana, we always watch, and we know these stories exist. But the key point and important point here, which you brought up, is like, what do we learn from these stories? And that is a great way of looking at it. So in fact, it was eye opener stories now, because as you say, how patiently Shabri was waiting for Sri Rama, that is seriously, that is commendable. We don't look at the stories this way, in a regular time. We know Shabri was one of the very great devotee of Rama, but the patience that she had, I think it's nowhere we can match up.
Mm.
So so that, thank you so much for giving that look. And this whole series is very interesting, like the lessons and learnings from Ramayana stories. The stories are already set in line, but what do we learn from them, and what is the important point from that story, is something like people like you, like gurus, they can only describe us. So a very big thank you. I really appreciate your vision and time for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Renu Mataji. Yes, actually. I'm not a guru, I'm just repeating whatever I have heard. So that's how
Yeah, for
that
us,
that is our knowledge of scriptures.
right. For us, I mean, we are learning from you and all other people here also at Veda Foundation at the land.
Yes.
So yeah. Thank you so
Yes.
much
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
all the
Thank you,
learning.
Mataji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Anything else by anyone? Karuna Mataji, Olivia. Anyone wants to say something?
Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
you go ahead,
Yes.
Olivia.
Yes, Olivia, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Prabhuji. So your words had me, thinking about so many things, like how people are so impatient. You see it all the time, And I feel like in those moments of, feeling like we want to maybe explode or send off an energy that's not so grounded, I feel like it's so important in those moments to really take a moment for ourselves, ground down, and understand that sometimes we don't see everything that's happening. So that kind of gives us some, a little bit of reasoning. But really we don't always need the reasoning. Sometimes things are just the way that they are. And when we use, the tool of detachment, we can really use that with our patients as well. And when we are patient, it's almost like creating the environment for God to be more present, because we're staying in that grounded state of being, and maybe shooting out a signal of love when maybe somebody just cut you off in the middle of the road or something. But we can choose to be patient and be grounded in those moments. And I feel like it that does a lot, you know and just the importance of staying around, being around people who also do the same thing, and that goes along with just being in good company, being in people who also set out their flowers and create that heavenly space,
Mm.
for more good things to be welcomed, essentially.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Olivia, for your reflection. And actually, yes, and the points you
Thank you.
mentioned are very important, to be patient, and how it's very important also to be in an atmosphere where people are following the same principles, and for us, it makes us very conducive to practice such principles also. And actually, it's a very important point. Thank you very much for bringing this up. Thank you,
Thank
Olivia.
you. Thank you for your words.
Thank you. Karuna Mataji, yes, you were saying something.
Oh, nothing much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Very nice class. Everyone already concluded. And I agree with Renu Mataji. We have been watching Ramayana since our childhood, and the way today you represented it, we learned in a different way. And we can, take this away to how we can do this in our life, day to day
Yes.
life. Like how you represented with Shabri patience and Jatayu sacrificed his life.
Mm.
Another
Yes.
point I got, like how, like we already know this is gonna happen, right? Ram knew that, so they already not like real body of Sita, right? So they already knew. So looks
Mm.
like we already have our script written, like based on our past karma, but still we need to live our life with patience and enthusiasm and determination.
Yes, 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 that's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
but very nice lecture, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you very much, Karuna Mataji, for your response. And yes, indeed, it's a very important point. Scripts are written, but still we should follow our principles. All right. Thank you very much for all of your response and all of you for patiently listening, patiently hearing. And nice, it was indeed a nice discussion. Thank you very much for giving a valuable time. Hare Krishna. See you all next week.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.